Sadiq Khan. The more I think about this, I'm surprised. So somebody sent a text in the other day and said, how is a local government, if you like, as in London, and London's local government is, you know, if you think of Sadiq Khan, the mayor's office, and all that deals with, that office is bigger than Holyrood in that sense. It's bigger than running Scotland in terms of population and the like. But somebody made the point that if something so big happens, does the Westminster government not have the right to step in? And you look at like the Ulez scheme, which is bonkers on so many levels. I mean, it's so many levels. The scaffolding of their argument dismantles under just the most rudimentary intellectual inquiries. It just dissipates. But don't let that stop a determined politician like Sadiq Khan. And of course, you throw in the environmental aspect of this, of which I'm not disputing, you know, it's not about disputing climate change. You can have lots of questions about how you tackle the climate. That doesn't mean you're disputing climate change. It doesn't mean you're against cleaner air or any of that old nutty stuff that people throw back at you by way of a riposte to stop you having a view. Khan calls them flat earthers. If you dare even question his baby, his expandable Ulez scheme, you're a flat earther, or of course you're now a COVID denier. What was the other? A Nazi, a far righter, or probably a Tory as well. That's his best one. All of that, yeah? It's just weird, because you might go, I don't think you're doing this right, Mr. Mayor. Anyway, so he keeps coming up with reasons. So, first of all, we're all going to die. You know, 4,000 people a year are dying. This is a complete statistical construct in what he's done here. It is so criminal that he should be in front of the High Court and removed from office on that one basis alone, that he wheels out the 4,000 people are dying every... Blah, blah, blah. But he's now come under fire for even... I suppose what you say, a more interesting argument. Bearing in mind, it's £12.50 a day and they're looking at expanding this. The people it hits hardest are the poorest. And as I always seem to say, he's so concerned about the environment and people dying that he's actually not even stopping gas-guzzling cars coming into his city as long as you pay for it. But Mr. Khan said a review he commissioned showed exposure to pollution can damage your testicles as well as stunt lung growth and increase the risk of miscarriages and dementia. Now, it may surprise you to know I'm not a doctor. I have no experience of miscarriage, not really. I know a little bit about dementia, you know, in the family. But I do have some testicles, OK? Sorry, I know it's tea time for some of you, especially the old ones, just going to bed shortly. And apparently, I mean, I'm in a building now, and I'm looking out at the window. This is one of the biggest capital cities on the planet. I'm looking at it all out there. And I'm looking at this. I can see the Tower of London, for goodness sakes. Beautiful. And little did I know this history that I thought was merely something visual to be enjoyed, and the roads and the carriageways and the art and all that goes with it. The amazing... Little did I know that me little Charlie crackers were being frizzled by this place. I didn't know this. According to Sadiq Khan, my testicles are at risk because of this city. As I walk around the place, I'm running a testicular marathon of some type, presumably because he thinks that it's going to make me impotent, I suppose. Unable to procreate. Well, I've got two. I'm all right with that bit, frankly. It'd just be a cheap way of having that done, wouldn't it? But this is the kind of guff he's coming out with. He called the report from Imperial College a startling reminder that toxic air is a matter of life and death. Yeah. The former mayor, Boris Johnson, however, has criticised Sadiq Khan's low-emission expansion zone in London, claiming it's nothing to do with air pollution. The former mayor said the ultra-low emission zone was designed to fill a black hole in Transport for London's finances, not to save lives. And I think Boris Johnson is probably absolutely right. So while Mr. Khan goes ball-bound with his warnings that this could be you next, you might think life is beautiful, you might think everything is okay, you might think having an electric car is job done, you might think recycling means you're doing your bit, you might think that closing roads and introducing cycle lanes is good, but forget all of that. Your little Jacobs are being frazzled as we speak by air pollution. I'm not absolutely sure there's any evidence that London is frazzling your bits and pieces down there, lads. I've got a funny feeling that you could probably walk around the streets for the rest of your life and they would still, your pendulous collection of doom would still be intact. That's my own non-qualified view of Mr. Khan's latest inclusion. It beggars belief that this bloke is allowed to even open his mouth. It's a matter of life and death. He's talking, he's literally talking now in language that surely even if his own advisors will be going, Sadiq, mate, you know, you're a bit over the top. I mean, it was bad enough when you started wheeling out the 4,000 figure. Now, you're on underpant detail. Surely that's... Really? People are going to think you're a bit mad, mate. Some of us already knew that, by the way. But this is the latest. It's a matter of life and death. Well, yes, it would be if you suddenly told everybody it's compulsory to suck on an exhaust pipe of an Austin Princess from 1979 or something on a daily basis. That probably would do you damage. But things have got better. They've got heaps better. They've got unrecognisably better. Fewer cars, better cars. Even the cars that are petrol and diesel are better than they were 15, 20 years ago, even 10 years ago. The way buildings are constructed, everything that goes along with environmental considerations, the way we heat our homes, etc. No big coal furnaces belching out all the nonsense on a daily basis. Battersea Power Station is not a power station anymore. All of these things, the electrification of so much of our infrastructure, it's there for all to see. And yet here's Sadiq Khan talking like none of that ever happened. And your little nuts are going to go fried. Really? If you've experienced the phenomena that's known as Khan pant syndrome, then we're all ears at this end.